Welcome to the heart of Barcelona, where history, nature, and culture converge. Join us as we embark on a journey through the enchanting oasis known as Park Ciutadella. The Parc de la Ciutadella is one of the most beautiful and historically significant parks in Barcelona, Spain. Built towards the end of the 19th century, it was the first place to be specially designed as a public park. Ciutadella Park has a large number of century-old trees and a wide range of elements. The monumental waterfall, 19th century buildings now used as museums, a lake for rowing boats, pathways and numerous sculptures. It shares the site with the city zoo. The Parc de la Ciutadella is very idyllic and probably the greenest oasis in the megacity of Barcelona. It invites you to relax, to rebound, and to go for long walks, as well as for a picnic. You can also use a rowing boat on the lake. The buildings on the west side of the park, many of the modernism buildings are still preserved, but a little more attention to them and care would do well. Four very remarkable buildings are located on the side of Passeig de Picasso, the southwestern side of the Parc de la Ciutadella. Castell dels Tres Dragons, Castle of the Three Dragon, the northernmost of the buildings. The Castell dels Tres Dragons, Castle of the Three Dragons, houses the Zoological Museum. The brick house is an example of early modernism. The building was built in 1887 by architect Luis Domènech I Montaner, one of the leading representatives of the Catalan Art Nouveau. Since 1920 it houses the Zoological Museum. The Castell dels Tres Dragons is a good example that the performance of modernism in particular consisted of to combine different styles and techniques. The construction with bricks and bearing steel elements was inspired by the then very famous Amsterdam Stock Exchange. The towers and battlements are reminiscent of the Moorish style. The art to decorate building facades with ceramics was revived and became an important technique of modernism. Hivernacle, right next to the Castell dels Tres Dragons, the Winter Garden, Livernacle, is located. The Winter Garden is a pavilion made of cast iron and glass. The architect was Josep Amargós. In the summer is a particularly nice cafe. There are also several jazz concerts. The plan had the building Amargós in 1884, at a time when the architecture had the steel and glass constructions by Eiffel as a model. The Hivernacle is still attributed to the modernism. The building was inaugurated in 1888 to the World Exposition, Geological Museum. The Hivernacle located next to the building of the Geological Museum, built in 1882 by Antoni Rovira Trias in neoclassical style. The construction of the museum was made possible by a donation from Francesc Martorell Pena. It was the first museum in Barcelona and it has today a large collection of minerals. Umbracal, tropical greenhouse for shade-loving plants. The umbracal is a wood brick construction. In it grow large tropical plants, which prefer the shadow of the great virgin forests. Although this building needs an urgent rehabilitation, but it offers a very impressive atmosphere in the interior. The architect was also Amargós, finished to the World Exposition in 1888. Here you find the buildings on the map of the park. And here is the park on the city map. Also on the grounds of the Parc de la Ciutadella is the Zoo of Barcelona. Our tip: if you take the subway to the Parc de la Ciutadella, take the line L1 to station Arc de Triomf, pass through the Arc de Triomf and head for the car-free Passeig de Luis companies directly to the main entrance. History of Ciutadella Park. The Parc de la Ciutadella has a long history. It was originally a fort, designed in the shape of a star by Prosper Verboom in 1715, for then King Philip V. The citadel was built to be used by his army in the fight against the Queens of House Bourbon. After a siege lasting 18 months, the fort finally fell and became a prison in the time of Napoleon. In 1888 the park was used as the site for the Word Fair. Many buildings were built in the Ciutadella Park at that time. The park in the El Born is a 15-minute walk from the Barri Gòtic. It is a haven of tranquility in the middle of the bustling city, offering lots of green, pathways, and playgrounds for children. It has an area of 30 hectares, and the gardens were designed by the French landscape architect Jean Forestier. They are spread out around a number of fountains which were in part designed by Antoni Gaudí. On the grounds of the Park de la Ciutadella, there are several attractions: the zoo, the Catalan Parliament. The Museu d'Art Modern is situated in the building of the Parliament. The Zoological Museum and the Museu de Geologia are placed in the area of the park. In 1714, after the successful war at the time of Philip V, a citadel was placed on this ground. To build this fortress, Philip V pulled away a considerable part of the Quarter Ribera. Therewith, the Bourbon king wanted to put the people under his control. La Ciutadella represented everything that the Catalans hated, the Bourbons and the central government in Madrid. Later, the citadel was converted into a prison, mostly for political prisoners. At the northwestern entrance of the Park de la Ciutadella, at the Passeig de Pujades, one will find an equestrian statue of General Prim, who gave the order for sanding the citadel in 1869. The 1869 warrant for the grinding of citadel existed. In 1998, the World Exhibition was placed here. The park was designed under the command of Josep Fontser. The young and then unknown architect Antoni Gaudí supported him with the design of the waterfall, Cascada. Gaudí immortalized himself on the fountain, which stands by the lake. The water basin in front of fountain is guarded by winged dragons, a figure quite commonly found in his work. The Parliament de Catalunya can be visited on the first Friday of the month with a guided tour, in Catalan. Similarly, the building is open to visitors on September 11th, the Catalan national holiday, and 12th September. In the Parliament building, the Museu d'Art Modern has got its place. As the sun sets on another day in Barcelona, we bid farewell to the enchanting oasis of Park Ciutadella. May its timeless beauty and tranquil charm continue to captivate hearts and inspire dreams for generations to come. Until we meet again, may the spirit of Park Ciutadella fill your soul with peace, wonder, and the enduring magic of Barcelona.